On this edition of Lexington Now, Lex Count, Green Check, and Pets of the Week. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of January 19th, 2026. Every year, the city conducts a count of homeless individuals to accurately meet their needs. Marissa Webb talks about the process.
My name is Marissa Webb. I'm the Continuum of Care Coordinator within the Office of Homelessness Prevention and Intervention. We serve not just as the OP office to drive the homeless response here in Lexington, but we also serve as the Continuum of Care lead. Continuum of Care is going to be a term as defined by the federal government, by Housing and Urban Development, and because we receive federal grants from HUD as a Continuum of Care, it means that we have to conduct data submissions, including our annual point-in-time count, or here in Lexington, we call it the Lex Count. Lex Count first began in 2014. That coincides when the Office of Homelessness Prevention and Intervention was created as well. Since then, we have been conducting an annual survey, both for those who are residing unsheltered, as well as those who are residing in emergency shelter, transitional housing, as well as a place not meant for human habitation. So on the night of the Lex Count, we're not just going out into the community and counting folks who are residing unhoused, but also counting those who are in emergency shelter as well as transitional housing. Lex Count occurs every year in January, the last week of January. Part of the reason that we do that is because it does mean that most folks are going to be accessing emergency shelter at that time because of the cold weather. Because folks are accessing emergency shelter during that winter time, we try to get a more accurate count. We do this every single year within that last week of January, and this year is no different. The Lex Count for 2026 will occur on January 28th. That is Wednesday, as we always do it. It is going to take place in the evening from 10 p.m. to midnight. Part of the reason why we have that 2-hour window is because most of the time that's when folks are potentially going to shelter or returning to camp to kind of settle in for the night. So we want to make sure that we have our volunteers out in the field at that time to try and get the most accurate count, which is where we need the community to come in. We have incredible community partners, first responders who help assist us. That includes paramedicine and Lexington Police, as well as the homeless service providers. But we alone cannot do all of that counting. We cannot survey the entirety of Lexington. So we really need community volunteers to take their time in that evening from 10 to midnight on Wednesday, January 28th, to go out in the field. We are asking that volunteers sign up in teams of 3 to 4, and they are responsible for creating their own teams. That is for safety and comfortability. There is going to be a 45-minute training for volunteers as well that's available on demand after signing up for Lex Count to participate, and that training is going to provide all the information that folks are going to need to know, from who we are as the Office of Homelessness Prevention and Intervention, why we conduct the Lex Count, as well as what to do on the day before, night of the Lex Count, and then after if there's any other requirements that are needed. So volunteers will be going out into the field, and they have very specific locations. That's part of the reason why we need so many volunteers from the community, is because last year we had over 120 locations. Now, We don't necessarily need 120 teams. Most teams will have 1 or 2 locations, but we try to put those locations in close proximity. Teams are only responsible for going out to those specific locations and serving that area to help try and engage anybody who is residing unhoused or neighbors who are unsheltered. Talking with them, engaging with them, and conducting our Lex Count survey. The survey touches on information. First and foremost, have you completed this survey with anybody else to make sure that we are conducting deduplication efforts, as well as the specific location where teams are going to be. And then we also ask additional questions about their household. This is going to be things such as demographic information, what are the ages of your household, how many members of the household, how do you identify, but also going to ask some supplementary questions about how long you have experienced homelessness, how long you have resided unhoused. And these questions help us get a better sense of the needs of the community. We use this information not just because HUD requires us to conduct a point-in-time count or to conduct a Lex count, but we also use this information to determine the needs of our community, the needs and then the solutions for our community here in Lexington. Part of the Lex Count, not only are volunteers going out with surveys to get a better sense of the needs of our community and the needs of our neighbors that are residing unsheltered, but we also have care bags that we provide to teams for them to distribute. That's going to include a backpack that has things like hot hands, hats, gloves. We also have items such as baby wipes, as well as some safety kits. We have some military style can openers. So just items that folks may need while residing unsheltered. We hope to have enough so that every single team can have multiple care bags. However, as with years past, we always seem to have enough care bags, even if teams may not necessarily be able to distribute all of those care bags. But that's why we have our street outreach teams who will go out the next day and make sure that all of those care bags are provided to members in the community who are residing unsheltered. So folks can visit our website, lexandhomelessness.com. It is right there on the front page. Sign up for the Lex Count. We also have that volunteer registration link available on all of our social media platforms, specifically Facebook, as well as on the OPI, the Office of Homelessness Prevention and Intervention, LFUCG website as well. So multiple ways for folks to be in touch and volunteer to be a part of Lex Count. Folks can also reach out to me directly at imweb@lexingtonky.gov or my phone number 859-280-8276.
Green Check is the city's green initiative for businesses and organizations. Chrissy Balding talks about how it works.
Green Check started in 2016. We've had more than 80 businesses participate. It's a certification program for sustainability for our local businesses, nonprofits, and places of worship. Green Check is completely free. It's a way that they can get credit for the environmental things that they're doing. We all have a part to play when it comes to sustainability. It's not just the government doing it. We really want to make sure that everyone is involved, and this is a way for our businesses to get involved as well. So there are 10 different categories that we look for on the Green Check scorecard. I tend to refer to it as a report card. It's like, what you got in school. So you'll see all the different categories and everything from awareness and education. Do they have recycling flyers posted? Do they have information posted in the break room for employees? To transportation efficiency, like we're here at McConnell Springs and you'll see that there's a bike rack outside. So folks or employees can ride their bikes here and avoid, the carbon emissions of having a car. So there are lots of different things. The way that Green Check works is we don't just meet with the business once and give them their score. We meet with them, talk to them about, here's some low-hanging fruit and some ways that you can improve that would be rather easy to achieve. And then they have 6 months to see if they can bring their score up. To participate in Green Check, you can be a member, bronze, silver, or gold. And it's really about your score, what percentage of the points you have accomplished. The categories, I mentioned a couple of them earlier, but we do have transportation efficiency, energy efficiency, water conservation, water quality, sustainable purchasing. So like, do you have a policy for trying to purchase local when you can? And then we also look at innovation. So are there any cool, unique things that they are doing that we haven't even thought of? McConnell Springs is one of our parks facilities that is certified. They are certified at the silver level. So they still potentially have a little room to improve. But as you go around the nature center, you'll notice all kinds of things. Like they have a bottle filling station near the water fountains. If you go in the restroom, the lights don't come on until you open the door. So that way the lights aren't on all the time. There's a bicycle rack, like I mentioned. Of course, being McConnell Springs, they have a lot of pollinator-friendly plantings. They have compost bins outside. So there's a lot that they're doing to contribute. Go to lexingtonky.gov/greencheck and just fill out the interest form by January 31st.
Pets of the Week coming up. Welcome back to Lexington Now. Randy Rosenbaum joins us again with Pets of the Week.
Thanks, Neil. Welcome back, everybody, to Lex TV and the Lexington Humane Society Adorable Adoptable Pets of the Week. Look at JoJo. He is precious. Look at him. Approximate age is 4 years old. Does well in apartments, and he is a mature size small. Does well with children, yes, over the age of 5. Look at handsome JoJo. Available now at your Lexington Humane Society. Here's another good one. Look at Max. He is a male, approximate age 9 years, looks like a Labrador mix, mature size is medium, also does well in apartments, and does well with children of all ages. Take a look at handsome Max. Also, Merle Swirl, absolutely handsome male here, approximately age 8 years old, looks like a Catahound mix. Mature size is large, and he is currently not in training. Someone really needs to take home Merle Swirl. Look how handsome he is. Here's another one from the Lexington Humane Society. Look at this. John Waldo. Ooh, look at that. Black ticked. Ooh, he is absolutely adorable. 1 year old, also available at the Lexington Humane Society. Contact them today. Take a look at Fang. Oh, he's a handsome guy. He is ready to go. Approximate age 1 year old. Black brindle is his color. Mature size large. Apartments, yes. Does well with children, yes, of all ages. Look at adorable Fang. Make sure to contact, like, and follow the Lexington Humane Society on Facebook. Give them a call as soon as you can to set up your appointment to look at one of these wonderful adoptable pets. Back to you, Neil, in the studio. And check out LexingtonHumaneSociety.org on Facebook.
Thanks, Randy. And now we hear from Jay Alexander with this weekend's events.
Hi there, I'm Jay at Community Corrections. Here's some upcoming events happening the weekend of January 24th. Monthly Volunteer Day at McConnell Springs, Saturday, January 24th at 10 a.m. Tasks change each month, but all activities will occur outside, and we ask that all participants dress appropriately for working outdoors. Tools and instructions will be provided. Waivers must be signed to participate and can be completed in advance with registration. Join park staff and take a wintry evening hike to listen to the owls at Raven Run, Saturday, January 24th at 6 p.m. Online registration and payment are required for all attending participants. Hike will be approximately 1.5 miles over easy to moderate difficult terrain with some uneven terrain and elevation gains and losses. Dress appropriately for the weather and wear sturdy walking shoes or boots. The program is recommended for adults and children ages 8+. Please feel free to call ahead for further details about the route and/or accessibility concerns or questions. The Nature Center is 859-272-6105. Try nature journaling at McConnell Springs, Sunday, January 25th at 2 p.m. Learn different techniques used in nature journaling and how to start your own and spend time putting those into practice in the park. I'm Jay, and that's some of the things going on this weekend and next week in Lexington and Fayette County. You may need to pre-register for some of these events. For more events and more information, be sure to visit lexingtonky.gov and click the calendar tab at the top. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Jay Alexander also has a look at this week's meeting cover.
Hi there, I'm Jay from Community Corrections. Here's our current live meeting schedule this week, January 19th, 2026 for Lex TV. Remember, you can watch all of our live meeting coverage on Lex TV, channel 185, and always online at lexingtonky.gov. First up on Tuesday afternoon, January 20th at 1, watch the General Government and Planning meeting. And later at 3 p.m., watch the Council Work Session meeting. On Wednesday afternoon, January 21st at 4, watch the Board Architectural Review meeting. On Thursday in the afternoon at 1:30, January 22nd, watch the Planning Commission Work Session. And finishing up later, that night at 6 p.m., watch the Council meeting. That's our current live meeting schedule for Lex TV for the week of January 19th, 2026. Watch all of our live meeting coverage on Lex TV, channel 185, and always online at lexingtonky.gov, and click the Lex TV tab at the top. I'm Jay. We'll see you next time.
Just a reminder that city offices will be closed on Monday, January 19th in observance of the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on X at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.